down a little bit. I'm going to pull it back. So.
I mean, that's, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Good evening, Coach McCaffrey. Can you hear me okay?
I got you.
All right, I got you as well. So we will get this party started. If you have a question for Coach McCaffrey, please raise your hand by clicking on the participant button at the bottom of your screen, and we will work our way down the lineup. If you did not get recording privileges, drop me a note in the chat, and we will get that taken care of. Questions for Coach? Coach, the first question from Michael Bryan.
Coach, how impressed were you from some of the young guys early on? It wasn't necessarily in just those late minutes, but Patrick and Keegan certainly contributed early. How impressed were you that they kind of hit the ground running?
Yeah, I think they made a tremendous impact on the game with their energy level. They both got to the offensive glass. They both ran the floor in transition. Defensively, they were active. They played like veterans. And quite frankly, that's what I expect from both of them. They're both really good players. They both have length and versatility. So I was thrilled for both of them to play the way they played, and they clearly impacted the game.
Coach, the next question from Tom Kakert.
Hey, Fran. Patrick at the front of that press was really disruptive. Can you talk about the impact he made there?
Yeah, we really like him up there. You know, he's got pretty good instincts, his length and his activity. He slides his feet well, and then he gets back because, you know, sometimes we go back man, we go back zone. You got to sprint out of it. Big steal right off the bat when he came in. You know, you always want somebody at the point of that thing, Tom, with length and activity, and that's what he provides.
The next question, Coach, from Tom Kakert.
Fran, I got another one. Just the beginning of the game when you guys had the statement read about racial injustice. Can you talk about how that came about? Yeah,
that was pretty much what the players wanted to do. You know, we talked about it a long time ago, what we wanted our message to be. And we pretty much, as coaches, we kind of stayed out of it. We let them formulate how they wanted to address social injustice. And they come up with what was read. And you know, we're in support of those words 100%. That's why we knelt. And then they also felt strongly about standing for the national anthem. So what we did was we gave them the opportunity to talk about it and to plan what they wanted to do. And they wanted to make a statement. They also wanted to stand. And I respect that immensely. And I'm proud of them. I think they handled it really well.
The next question, Coach, from Mike O'Brien.
Coach, we've seen Luca score a lot over the years, and certainly you've seen him score more even in practice. When he had that little turnaround fadeaway, when he kind of pulls out new tricks, at least from what we've been able to see, how impressive is he to you? Obviously, we've heard that answer, but does he do anything that continually impresses you? Are you surprised by anything he does at this point?
No, I'm not.
No matter who the opponent?
You know, I'm not, and I think that's a good point. It's kind of like no matter where he shoots it from, whether it's a face-up jumper, a fadeaway, a step-back three, a pick-and-pop three, a pick-and-roll score in traffic, like whatever it leaves his hand, you're surprised when it doesn't go in. He just has an uncanny knack and touch around the basket, but also extends out on the floor, which makes him a handful to guard. And we're just thrilled that he keeps working and is such an unselfish guy. Early on, they were doubling him big time, and he was finding people. That's just who he is. He's a winning player.
The next question, Coach, from Mike Halas.
Ryan, you told us 2 days ago that you pretty much indicated Keegan was ready to go. What made you think that? What has he been doing throughout this process? And I mean, was there any, I don't want to say surprise, but was this what you expected from him?
Yeah, I knew exactly what he would provide, and he's been doing it every day. So it's kind of what I expect from him. He expects that from himself. He's an energy guy. He's a versatile guy. He can score. He's a phenomenal rebounder, but he's got length. And as terrific as he is, and he's been consistently good every day, he's still going to get better. And I think, that's what I love about him. And I think, so to answer your question, I'm not surprised at all that that's what he did. He does what he always does. And same for Patrick.
Coach, the next question from David Eichholt.
Yeah, Fran, it seemed like North Carolina Central really controlled the pace for the first 10 minutes or so. What was kind of the key for you guys to really go on that 20-2 run in the middle of the first half to really kind of change the course of the game?
He needs consecutive stops. You can't trade, then they hold it, run the clock down, shorten the game. So I thought when we got to the glass, we had some great looks at it early that didn't go in. CJ's 2 big threes early were huge. But I think Luca in the post is always going to create a lot of attention, and he finishes everything in there. Got us into the double bonus in both halves. But also his offensive rebounding, along with Patrick and Keegan, I thought really made a difference. That's how you go on a 20-2 run. You get putbacks. You're not going to score every time. You got to go back and get it, put it back in. And then we got into our press, and we got our defense set, and then the defense sort of energized our offense. We got our running game going, and we had opportunities to drive it in transition, get fouled again, find Luca in transition because he's always at the front of the rim. So all in all, it's a great job by the fellas.
Coach, the next question from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Fran, Fran, Jordan said he's in the best shape of his life after those 2 surgeries. I guess certainly he played 17 first half minutes. He looked fine. What have you seen different about him after those surgeries?
The thing about him, Mark, I don't see a lot. I mean, that kid is just a gamer. He's a warrior. I mean, with 1 bad hip, with 2 bad hips, he was phenomenally productive and incredibly competitive. And he's a little bit leaner now. He's moving really well. I think that's good for him. I'm happy for him because he feels better. Because, I mean, you would have never known he didn't feel good because he would never tell you. He just wanted to play 40 minutes. So I'm really proud of him. And I thought he was great tonight, and he's just going to keep getting better.
The next question, Coach, from Mike Halas.
Keegan and Patrick played against each other in high school, had some great scraps, and I'm sure they played together a lot more than played against each other. How do you see them working together?
It's interesting, Mike. They never really played together, but they've been playing against each other since 4th grade. You're 100% right. So in that period of time, I mean, obviously they were rivals in high school, but they always had an excellent friendship, which is great to see when you see guys that are constant, because they've only ever competed against each other. So the fact that they're now on the same team, they're good friends. There's a tremendous amount of respect there. Whenever one of them is playing well, the other one's happy. Sometimes they go against each other in practice. But either way, they support one another, and they're impact guys.
Got time for one more. Here we go. Well, final question, Coach, from Rick Brown. Were you able to catch that, Coach?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Rick, can you lean in your audio a little bit?
I'll try again. I think it's the first time brothers have scored threes in the same game, and you think Connor hit that 3 to try to catch up with his little brother?
The thing about Connor, he knows what he's out there to do. And he was loading his teammates up, and then he's been shooting it really well. So when when they forget about him is when he raises up and buries one. It keeps everybody honest, and then he can feed Luca and Joe and CJ and J-Bo. He had 4 assists, but he had a couple other opportunities where the shots rimmed off, and that's his job. He had to play the backup 5 spot tonight, without Jack. It's been an interesting day, for us. We started the day with the team virtually attending Mark Nungy's funeral. And I think it was important for us to do that. We're pretty regimented with our pregame routine, and that's not something that you ever want to also have to schedule. But we love Jack. We're there for Jack. And, like I said, with Connor, he had to step in at the 5 spot. I didn't want Luca to be out there the whole time. I wanted him to get a little bit of a breather. Once he had 26 and 10 and kind of had done his job, I wasn't going to leave him out there to potentially get injured. We wanted to go back in. But, Connor's just one of those guys. He knows all 5 spots, so he can step in for anybody. They try to start shutting out our guards, so he brings it up against the press. And that's the kind of team we have.
Okay, Coach, congrats on the win. Thanks for the time.
Guys.
Coach McCaffrey will slide out, and I understand Luca Garza is on deck. We'll also have interviews with Patrick McCaffrey and Keegan Murray. Luca, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you. We will get started. Questions for Luca, please raise your hand by clicking on the participant window button at the bottom of your window. And we'll get started, Luca, with a question from Michael Bryan.
Luca, can you walk me through the step back fadeaway? Seemed like you had a lot of fun after that one went in, and looked like you gave a look to your dad and whatnot. Obviously having a lot of fun out there.
I think that's a move I've worked on a lot. Trying to add some moves in the post and just trying to get comfortable, making different moves. Obviously, I'm very good going to both of my hooks and comfortable going both of my hooks. But sometimes I try to, switch it up and go for a fadeaway. So, it felt nice to get to see that one through, especially in the game. And, I think I just was, in the moment.
Luca, the next question from David Eicholt.
Yeah, Luca, congrats on the win. It felt like for the first 10 minutes or so, North Carolina Central controlled the pace of the game. Then you guys won that big 20-2 run. How would you guys sort of change the pace of the game and really turn it into your favor?
I think we kind of sped them up and we got to the glass. I think those are the 2 things we did, that were key in us, kind of pushing the lead up. Obviously they can't slow the game down when they're down. They knew once they had, a 2-point lead, they could try to slow the game down. We started pressing, getting some steals and obviously getting back to the glass and getting second shots. I think also CJ hit 2 big threes to kind of open it up for us. They're trying to pressure us a lot. And once everything opened up, we were able to speed them up and get it going. Like I said, they can't hold the ball when they're down 15, down 20. They can't do that. So, they did a really good job in the beginning, being aggressive, especially in the double teams and trying to pressure our guards as much as they could. Credit to them. They're a great team that's won their league 4 years in a row, and they've returned, a lot of their starters. So, it's a good team we just beat, and we got to continue to do it.
The next question, Luca, from Tom Kakert.
Luca, can you talk about the lift that Keegan and Patrick gave you guys tonight? Because it seemed like they really upped that tempo as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm really proud of those guys, first of all. I think both of them did a terrific job tonight. I think when you look at, Patrick, he's such a skilled offensive player, but also, on the defensive end, when we're running that press and he's up there, he's got long arms and he can get, kind of make the guards nervous up there, which helps us. And we got a couple of 10 counts. And that really helped us, kind of turn this game around. And, he's obviously a talented offensive player who's really aggressive and he can do it all. So I was excited for him, especially, with not having him last year. He worked a lot to get, here, and I'm excited for him. And Keegan, that's what we see from him every single day. He's a guy who plays with a lot of effort, gets to the glass every time, and is able to get his team second shots. But he can also score the ball really well. And you saw that with those back-to-back threes. But he's an energy guy. Both of those guys are going to come in and have an effect on the game. And those are the kind of guys you need off your bench, when you're trying to beat big teams. So I'm very excited, and I hope those guys keep going and we can keep, playing well together.
The next question, Luca, from Mike O'Brien.
Luke, you've played a lot of basketball in your career, but can you try to describe kind of what today has been like as a whole? Coach McCaffrey said you guys kind of started virtually visiting, with Jack's family and that funeral, and then kind of just balancing the excitement of starting a new season and then running out to no fans, not being able to feed off energy. It's got to be a very weird day, I'm sure, for all of you.
It was definitely unlike anything, I or anybody in this team has ever experienced before. First of all, I just, want to put my condolences out there to the Nunji family. I love Jack. He's my brother. We came in together, and, I can't imagine what he's going through. But, we're just trying to be there for him, and that's what we were doing this morning. We wanted to show our support for his family. His family is a part of our family. All is just the Iowa basketball program. So, it was obviously heartbreaking, but, as a team, I think we were able to refocus on the game after that. And I think, we got to create our own energy. And I think for me as a basketball player individually, I think I have no problem doing that. I play with the same intensity level, whether I'm playing at LA Fitness or whether I'm playing in front of 15,000 fans. And I think that's the mentality our team needs to have going forward. And I think that's what we did have today. I think on the bench, our guys did a great job of hyping us up. And, once you get in the game, you're not worried about anything else but, winning the basketball game, and you don't care about the fans or whatever. And we dearly miss our fans and, wish we could go out there and play in front of them. But obviously we have to do what we have to do to make sure this season goes along safely.
Are there any other questions for Luca Garza? Okay, Luca, thanks for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Yep, definitely.
Thanks, Luca. Your dad, yeah.
It'll be a couple minutes for the next couple guys.
Welcome, Keegan. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, I can hear you. So we will get started. If you have a question for Keegan Murray, please raise your hand by clicking on the participant button at the bottom of your screen. Keegan, the first question this evening from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Keegan, obviously you got in the game early. It didn't look like you had any nerves at all. Is that true? Did you feel pretty confident and not nervous at all?
I had a little butterflies at first, but once I got on the court, I know my teammates trusted me. The coaching staff said that they trust me. And just because of that, I felt confident on the court when I first got there.
How good did it feel to get that first putback then?
It was definitely good to start on a make. It definitely built my confidence throughout the game and translated the rest of the game.
Keegan, the next question from David Eichelt.
Yeah, Keegan, congrats on the win. It really seemed like for the first 10 minutes or so, North Carolina Central had the pace in their favor, but then you guys went on that 22 run when you and Patrick got in. What kind of sparked you guys to be able to go on that big run and sort of change the game?
Yeah, I think me and Patrick, we just tried to be as active as we could. We crashed the glass at every opportunity, every possession. And I think just us being similar in length, that really affected them when we went into the 1-2-2 press. And I felt that overall, we just brought a spark off the bench that ended up helping the team.
The next question, Keegan, from Tom Kakert.
Keegan, what was it like having Chris out there with you? You guys probably dreamed about that moment for basically your entire life.
Yeah, definitely. Just having him on the court with me was almost a dream come true. I mean, we watch Iowa basketball growing up every single season. Even running out on the tunnel, he was right behind me and I was right by him. And just having that feeling was something I'll remember the rest of my life.
The next question, Keegan, from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Keegan, talk us through those back-to-back three-pointers you hit there. It looked a little bit like Jordan Bohannon out there. Is that pretty much what your game is?
I mean, I try to be as versatile as I can, whereas defending game after rebounds, hitting shots when I'm open. And I feel like when I saw the first one go down, it built a confidence that I could see the ball go through the hoop, and that just ended up having me make the second one.
The next question, Keegan, from Mike Halas.
Keegan, I wrongly assumed that you had played AAU ball at some point with Patrick, and Fran said you never had, but you've had a lot of experience with him over the years. What's it like being a teammate of his?
Yeah, definitely. Just battling him in high school has been great competition for me, as long as my brother, and just growing up, being on the same team as him. It's just he really accepted me onto the team early on, and we just built a connection throughout the off season that really translated on the court today.
Any other questions for Keegan Murray? Keegan will take a question from Mark Emmert.
I just want to get your thoughts on the end of the game. All five of you freshmen are out there together, and you all scored your first college points today. I guess how special was that? How fun was that for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we all came in together, 5 freshmen. It was kind of tough to gel early on just because there's a lot of us. But throughout the offseason, we kind of took each other under our own wings, and just being able to be on the court with all of them at the same time is just something that we've been looking forward to, definitely.
Any other questions for Keegan Murray? Okay, Keegan, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it.
As Keegan slides out, Patrick McCaffrey will be the final student athlete to join us this evening.
There you go.
Good evening, Patrick. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I can hear you. Patrick, we will get started with a question from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Patrick, I think it's been about 12 months since you played in the game. I guess just what was that feeling like to finally get back out there and actually have such a good game?
It felt good. You know, it's really fun being out there in Carver. Like, we do it every day in practice, but like, it's different with the lights and playing against other people. So yeah, I think it was a pretty good game overall, and I felt a lot more comfortable this time around than I did at this time last year. So I think that was also pretty good. But yeah, no, it was definitely fun.
Patrick, the next question from Tom Kakert.
Patrick, you were really disruptive at the front of that press. Can you talk about just playing up the front of that and what you're trying to accomplish up there?
Just kind of keep them guessing, I guess, kind of give them different looks, don't let them get too comfortable. Trying to make them indecisive, try to force them into turnovers, not always necessarily like just by me stealing it, but by trying to force them into making just bad plays or kind of confusing them a little bit. But it was fun being up there. I like being up there. I'm active. I play with a lot of energy. So, you know, being up there, I was a perfect fit. So it was fun for me to be up there. I like it a lot.
The next question, Patrick, from David Eichelt.
Yeah, Patrick, congrats on the win. Has anybody else besides Tyler Cook chirped you about that missed poster at the beginning of the game? I saw you.
Yeah,
on Twitter
my phone's kind of going crazy. Yeah, I tried, man. I tried. A lot of people have been chirping me about it. Just I told them, let me try again. I'll try again next time. Do something else.
The next question from Mike Halas.
Patrick, what's it like playing with Chris and Keegan as after battling them for so many years?
It's fun. I really like playing with them. They're both really cerebral. They're twins, obviously, but they're very different personality-wise and with what they do on the court. Like, they're the same size and everything, but they have different skill sets and they complement each other really well. And I feel like, yeah, we all kind of play the same position, but we also all bring different things to the table. Whereas I think Keegan is probably better inside than I am, but I'm more of like kind of outside perimeter oriented as opposed to him. And then Chris is kind of a little bit of a mixture between us both. So, you know, it's always fun battling them. I was telling him, like, in the summer, Like they were the best fourth grade basketball players I ever played against in my life. Like they were so good when we were in fourth grade. And then, you know, as we kind of grew up, they were late bloomers. And then all of a sudden we played them my senior year and I'm looking eye to eye with Keegan. I'm like, yeah, okay. So they kind of grew a lot. And then that prep year did wonders for them. They did a lot of work on their bodies and they're really good players and they're going to have really good careers for us.
The next question from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Patrick, you had time to watch the game from the bench and kind of survey some things. What did you want to get done right away when you checked in? How did you want to impact this game?
Energy was a big thing. I felt like our energy was maybe a little lacking. And so I just kind of wanted to come out there and just provide energy and kind of be a little spark plug off the bench. I feel like that's my role on this team, is trying to provide energy and just kind of get like those baskets on the break and off offensive rebounds and just provide a spark. And that's what I was trying to do.
Any other questions for Patrick McCaffrey? All right, Patrick, thanks for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Thanks for joining us today's basketball game. We'll see some of you at Kinnick Stadium and back at Carver Hawkeye Arena on Friday. Have a great Thanksgiving.